going on, homies? It's your boy Stumped, back for another Optc video, and in today's video, it's that time of the month again. We have TreasureMap. TreasureMap Shiryu is upon us. He actually releases today. Now, I was a little bit late to getting around to this particular video. Global's actually had a lot of stuff going on, so there's been a lot of video releases, and Japan's been popping off as well, so there's been a lot to do. But in today's video, we are going to be talking about my particular teams that I will be using, as well as giving you guys some alternatives and breaking down each of the stages for you. Now, if you're looking for more free-to-play friendly teams, shout out to the king, my boy Toadski. Head over to his channel if you guys are looking for free-to-play teams. But with our particular teams today, we are focusing on speed and sort of speed farming TreasureMap as quickly as possible. Now, I do have all three boosters. If you haven't checked out that video yet, I'll leave a card at the top of the video for you guys, or a link in the description. I'll do my best to remember. I can be pretty lazy when it comes to that sort of stuff, so I do apologize, but hopefully I do remember, and you guys can check that video out. It was pretty fire, to be honest. But I do have two teams for you guys that can take down the invasion and the final stage without actually using any of the boosters. So, with that said, let's take a quick look at what our boy Shiryu does. Now, this particular TreasureMap unit is actually pretty solid, namely because he has a really good support. He actually has a support that goes on all int characters, and what it does is, it once per quest, if inflicted with poison or progressive poison, it's going to completely remove that and heal 2000. So it's going to be very good for stuff like Dofi 2 and other poison related content, basically until Reiju comes out, and then it's kind of like, well, I'm never really using the support anymore, right? Because I can just run Reiju as a captain. But very, very good support. Has quite a good limit break. Has ship bind with his limit break key, slot bind resistance, as well as critical hit. His special ignores reduces one enemy's HP by 20%, ignoring all defensive effects. Reduces attack down and paralysis by 4 turns. Completely removes poison. Doubles the type effects of normal attacks of driven and slasher characters. And reduces damage by 90% for 1 turn. So obviously this guy's going to be really good with the new V3 Blackbeard. That damage reduction will turn into an attack boost, which is great, as well as doing a little bit of utility as well. His captain ability is a slash and driver booster by 3.75 and reduces despair by 2 turns. So pretty solid captain ability, to be honest. Now, TreasureMap unit's not usually used as captains, but like, it's pretty solid, to be honest. 3.75. Like, we've got some legends that aren't even that high, you know? He does have a sailor ability for driven and slashes for base stats 50, as well as making driven and slashes psi orbs have matching slot effects. So really good for himself, really good for Blackbeard, really good for Moria. So he's going to see some play, and if he doesn't, he's definitely going to see play with his support. His rumble stats at level 10, he does 1.7 times his attack in a medium frontal range, and gives level 5 attack down for 20 seconds on a 26-second cooldown. Not terrible, but not amazing. His rumble ability in teammates, speed up level 5 and crit percent up level 5. So pretty good if you're running Mihawk and stuff like that, but otherwise you probably won't see too much play with this guy in rumble. But that's enough about the character. Let's slide on down here. Let's take a look at the boosted list. Obviously, we have the 3 TreasureMap boosters as our top 3. We have the 3 new legends that released for French anniversary. And then we've got some older units. We've got a lot of 1.35 boosters. So if you're looking for some characters that can like speed farm and stuff like that. Oh, Enel's boosted. I didn't even notice Enel's boosted. I might have to change these teams a little bit. We'll see how we go. These teams are usually subject to change, so just be mindful of that. But tune into the stream on Monday and you guys will see how we're performing. We've got a bunch of 1.35 boosters, all the World Journey units, the free-to-play units, obviously, the new batch, as well as the Pirate Rumble Shiryu. 6+ Nami's there, which is really, really good. She's a really good unit. And obviously the other free-to-play units there, like Dofi and Marco and whatnot. The 1.2s, there's a bunch of 1.2s and a bunch of 1.1s. But as I mentioned, my teams are revolved around speed, or at least speed farming the final 2 stages, and then you fight the boss. But it's all about getting the most amount of points on the final stage and trying to get to there as quickly as possible. So let's take a quick look at the teams, and we're going to start it off with the first mini-boss, that is Jesusburgess. Now, against Jesusburgess, the recommended characters are the Straw Hats, the Shambles Straw Hats, the ones that got put into each other's bodies. They're all the recommended characters. You get 3 turns of Despair, 3 turns of Bind, and 3 turns of Paralysis. Now, with sockets, the Bind and the Paralysis doesn't really mean anything. Sorry, the Bind and Despair doesn't mean anything. But then you got to get around the Paralysis. So this is the team that I've sort of built. We are looking at using Boggy as our captain to dupe those drops. You can get pretty lucky, and you can actually just get like tablet dupes or even like shard dupes, which is great. You've got this kid, he does end of turn damage for 4 turns, which is hectic, because then you can just blitz your way through the first 4 stages. Enel's great, because Enel gets his cooldown very, very quickly. If you use a special, he gets his cooldown, and then you can just, like, blast the final stage. And then the other 2 units, we're literally just using, the 1.35 times boosters. I'm pretty sure one of them can remove paralysis, but, like, if there isn't, like, it's really not that big of a deal. Because, like, Enel should just basically do the work for us. When Enel's damage stops being enough, I'm literally just going to take one of these guys off and put another damage dealer there. Basically simple as that. There is no normal attacks only, thank God, when it comes to TreasureMap. So we're going to take advantage of that. That's the team against Jesusburgess. Pretty straightforward. Nothing too tricky to get around. Moving on to the next fight, we come up against VanOger. Now, against VanOger, his recommended characters are the 3 free-to-play units. So you've got Jesusburgess, Vasco Shot, and you've got the, God, what's his name? Swan Wolf? Mr. Swan Wolf? All of them are free to play, so make sure to farm them up. They're very, very good for this fight. We get a full board of block slots, 4 turns of special blind, 4 turns of chain multiplier at 1.1, and there is delay immunity. So obviously with Vasco Shot, we can get around the special blind. With our Jesusburgess, we can get around the block slots, and with Mr. Swan Wolf, we can get around the chain lock as well. But the team that I have put together utilizes an Akainu captain. Now, Akainu's great. He's just super quick. Obviously, his burn mechanic's going to be really, really handy as well. We've got the new Jesusburgess for the block slots. We've got the special one removal with Vasco Shot. I still need to finish my Vasco Shot, actually. And then we've got Swan Wolf to get around the chain lock. He also does a slot boost, I'm pretty sure, as well, which is pretty cool. I've literally just got Akainu as my captain just because. You can run, like, Kaido as a friend captain to make it nice and fast as well. But I do plan on using Kaido for a different team. We then have Zoro because he's a powerhouse unit. He's really good on stage 3 and stage 4 because you can just go special. Just devour those stages and just move on. So the team should work fairly well. We've pretty much got all the gimmicks covered. We don't have an attack boost on this particular team, but you could easily just drop something like the Shiki support if you really want to. But for the meantime, you're actually not going to need it, and it's actually going to slow you down. So we'll have to sort of fiddle with the team if we do need to. But normally, I don't get that high on TreasureMap. I don't normally go past like 50 runs because it's just mind-numbingly insane. Shout out to my boy Chaozu because like that man goes nuts. But the team should work for a very long time. I don't see it having too many issues. Moving on to Mr. Alvaro Pierzare. I think that's how you say his name. I honestly couldn't tell you. Recommended characters are the Luffy and Ace. I actually really like that unit. And the free-to-play Marco. So 2 free-to-play units. Make sure to farm them up, especially the Marco. I think he's in the Recollective Archive, but hopefully you guys farmed him up when he was available. We get 5 turns of bind on our crewmates on this fight. 5 turns of burn, 5 turns of despair, and there is delay immunity. So obviously he's going to get around blind as well as despair, but just be mindful that it is on your crewmates. So you kind of want your captain to be able to remove blind, or you need a support. Now, it is only really 2 turns of bind and 2 turns of despair as long as you guys have sockets. So make sure you have your sockets maxed out, because you can just use the Rayleigh support on Monkey D. Luffy, and that way you can just get around the bind and despair. Literally, it's as simple as that. Like, you just build the team however you like, bring a Rayleigh support on the Luffy and the Ace, and you're going to be hunky-dory. You're not going to have any issues whatsoever. If it is a big issue and you are struggling, you can actually just use this guy as your captain, and he literally just removes 4 turns of it. So if you're struggling with supports, just use this guy as a captain, and he literally just claps the stage for you. To get around the burn, there's Marco, but, like, it's burn. Like, there's no revive mechanic, so who cares? Just cop it. As long as it doesn't kill you, burn is not that scary. With Marco, though, we can get a bunch of healing back. We get slot effects boosted, which is great. And then we also have an attack boost with our Luffy and our Ace, which is super, super nice. Now, with this particular team, I am focusing on speed. This team should be a speed farming team, because what you can do with super type Zoro, you can literally use his super typing, use the friend super typing, use his special, and then use his special. And that way you can just clear 4 stages. 4 stages. It just works really, really nicely, and then you can rely on those other 2 units to just do the rest of the stuff for you, which is super nice. We've got Edward Weevil on this team. He's just here because he can actually give cooldowns. I don't know if that's going to be necessary. Like, these guys are 1.35 times boosters, so I don't think it's going to be necessary. So you can literally just fill the rest of the team out with, like, 1.35 times boosters. Honestly, like, looking at this, like, I would be just way smarter to do something like that. Like, just to get more points. I don't think I'm going to need Weevil, to be honest, now that I'm really, really, like, looking at it. But the option's there for you guys, you know? But yeah, that's the fight against Alvaro. He's a quick unit, obviously, so bringing Dex characters is going to work really, really nicely. And like I said, you can sort of just fill the team out with like any characters you like. If you have Super type Zora, it's going to be quicker. If not, just use the Luffy and Ace as your captain, and that'll work fine too. Moving on to the Vasco Shot fight now. Now against Mr. Vasco Shot, Nami and Dofi are recommended. Now this is a bit of a weird one to me. I don't really know why Dofi's recommended, but I guess you could run 2 of them. But the thing with this fight is he has delay immunity, he has defense down immunity, he has a barrier for 2 million. A 2 million barrier, which is actually quite a lot. And he has 10 turns of defense down. 10 turns of defense up, times 2,000 of his defense, which is actually quite a bit. So for this particular team, I'm using Magellan as my captain. But if you are missing Magellan, I totally understand. You can easily just do this. If you've got Nami, bring Nami as your captain. If you guys don't have Nami, I would recommend bringing a friend captain Nami, or you could actually just use this Dofi. This Dofi would work absolutely fine. He removes 5 turns of defense up, and then if you bring a friend Dofi, that's your 10 turns of defense up, hunky-dory. Or you can do something like this, bring Kaido as your captain. That'll work too, and then just hit the auto button, and you're pretty much good to go. But with my particular team, we're looking at something like this. There's a lot of things that you can do here. The Dofi was a free-to-play Kazuna unit, so if you just bring 2 Dofis, you can get around the defense up. Dofi also extends the chain lock buff, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, extends the chain lock. So you basically just want to fill the rest of the team out with attack boosters and stuff like that. You could easily use, like, if we quickly head over to our quick characters, you have like a bunch that you guys can use here. Like this King's he's a great attack booster. He's also a driven unit, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, he's a driven unit too. He's a quick base captain, so you could easily run him and then bring a friend Dofi and then build a driven team. That could also work for you guys. This Smoker's a great captain as well. He's a really, really good unit, the TreasureMap Smoker. You've got the free-to-play Hannibal, which is great. You've got Queen over here, which is really good too. This particular Queen. So you guys have a lot of options when it comes to this fight. And if you need to bring 2 Dofis, just bring 2 Dofis, you know. But if you do have Nami, as long as you're at max HP with Nami, Nami's actually going to remove all of the defense down immunity and then apply 0 defense and then give you the conditional. So she's going to work really nicely. Kaido's going to give us double damage, which is awesome. You can easily use like the Smoker support on this particular team if you have that, but you can also get, I'm pretty sure you can get poison off as well. Yeah, you can actually poison, so then you can use double special Magellan for an attack boost. This team's pretty much got it all. This just doesn't have an orb booster, but you could easily apply an orb booster in there somewhere. I'm sure there's a quick unit that does an orb buff. Bellamy's a great option. You've got this Kiros, I'm pretty sure he's an orb booster too, isn't he? Or is he an orb booster? Yeah, for powerhouse units, so that'll absolutely work. You guys get my drift. You've got the Smoothie and Oven as well. You can actually use Smoothie and Oven, and you can actually use their switch ability. And then you can just like board wipe the fodder stages. That is an option for you guys too. They're actually a 1.2 times booster. I might actually do that. I might just slap them on and just switch with them every turn, have the end of turn damage. But what you actually can do here, if you have Magellan, I'd probably bring a friend Magellan just more points and just hit auto and just let it do it for you. But if you want to be super lazy with this team, you could easily bring Kaido as a friend captain. The V1 Kaido, and that way you just single tap and just let them just blow their way through. But that's the Vasco shot stage. Obviously build it around quick because he is a strength unit. Just like you're building Dex teams for Alvaro, you're building Psy teams, I guess, for our boy, what's his name? VanOger. And then, obviously with this particular team, like, you just run Buggy. Like, he dupes drops. It's actually better than the points. The points you get from this fight is just absolutely pointless. It's just TreasureMap, you know? What are you going to do? Alright, so let's move on to the final fights now. Now, against the boss fight, we come up against Shiryu himself. Now, Shiryu is a Psy unit. So, obviously, bringing int characters is the way to go. And the boosted characters are V3 Blackbeard, as well as the 3 new boosters, obviously. On stage 4... we get block slots, delay immunity, and threshold. So we do need to make sure we can get around threshold. That is the big thing, as well as block slots as well. But block slots is not that detrimental because, like, in the early stages of TreasureMap, it's like, it is what it is. On stage 5, you get 5 turns of special bind, 5 turns of bind, 4 turns of damage reduction, and then there is delay immunity again. So the team I put together utilizes Blackbeard as a captain, shocker. And then we're probably going to use, like, a friend VanOger. Just because VanOger is, like, the highest point booster. He's going to rely on, like... well, he's going to let you guys just get a lot more points on those final stages. And like I said, there's not much that happens on TreasureMap to make it that dangerous. We've got Lafitte here. Lafitte's great because he can remove the bind. He does attack down as well. He also does a color affinity buff to our driven and cerebral units, which is really, really cool. We've then got Doc Q, the other treasure map booster, who can change block orbs and unfavorable slots into matching and boost crew by 1.75 their attack. But he also removes Threshold, which is really, really great because we need to get rid of around 3 turns of Threshold on stage 4. Yeah, stage 4. Then we've got VanOger, obviously the man himself, the highest point booster. He's got 5 turns of paralysis removal, locks slots, halves damage, which obviously becomes a attack boost under Blackbeard. Boost damage dealt to defense down enemies, and when there are 5 or more driven characters, sets the defense to 0 for 1 turn. So he's actually a pretty good treasure map character. And honestly, he'd probably see play outside of treasure map. He's got a really good support too. I didn't realize he was actually this good. I'm actually glad I pulled it now. Nice. Alright. So, VanOger is basically going to remove the paralysis. So we got the blind removal with, what's his name? The shooty guy. No. Lafitte. Wow, words are hard. So we've got the blind removal with Lafitte. We've got the threshold removal with Doc Q. And then we've got... What do you actually remove? Oh, you set the defense to 0. But how am I getting around... Hold up. Alright, so we're back, and turns out that the treasure map boosters don't actually remove the damage reduction. I was under the impression that one of them just removed damage reduction. Probably should have checked that. But we are going to be using Ryoiin. Now, Ryoiin is a free-to-play unit. You guys can farm her up. She's a treasure map unit if you haven't done so already. But if you do have Katarina Devon, the rare recruit that came out with Blackbeard, she's actually amazing for this. She can actually remove the damage reduction. But because I've actually taken Moria off this team, which kind of sucks because the points go from like 17 down to like 13. So I'll probably give it a shot first, like on the first run. I'll probably give it a shot with Moria on the team, and I'll just see how like much that damage reduction is, and I'll just try and blast my way through it. It is 90% damage reduction, so like it may be a bit tricky to get around, but I'll have to see how we go. Otherwise, I guess I could try and find Swindle or support. If you guys know any supports to remove damage reduction for this team, let me know in the comment section below, because I would love to use that. But because we're not using Moria anywhere else, I've just decided to slap him onto the VanOger team. I've decided to use him over Akainu, but you can easily use Akainu. They both all boosters, just Moria gives more points, to be honest. They both boost Driven Powerhouse, so they're pretty interchangeable. Moving on to the final boss fight, though, or the intrusion fight, we actually come up against Blackbeard. Now, against Blackbeard, he actually turns into a Psy unit, which is great because there's a lot of in-characters going around. He is, the boosted units are, obviously, or the recommended units are Moria and the 3 boosted. On the first turn, you actually get Driven and Powerhouse characters special reduced by 10 turns. So obviously try and build teams around Driven Powerhouse characters. That's going to be the way to go. I might actually have to, I totally forgot about that, and I might actually have to look at my my team, my other team for it. But Driven Powerhouses get their cooldowns. There's 5 turns of attack down at 90%, 10% damage or HP cut at the end of the turn, and there's a 1 turn tap timing good barrier. When you do kill stage 2, there is a 0.8 times attack at the end of the, like, after you kill them. Then on stage 5, you get full board empty slots, 5 turns of paralysis, delay immunity, and 3 turns of resilience. And when Blackbeard dies, he does 3,000 fixed damage on death. So the team that I've built, I haven't really built it, to be honest. It's just the recommended units. We are using Moria as our captain. Very, very strong captain. 5 times to Driven Powerhouse with a matching orb. He's an orb booster. He's color affinity. You can run 2 of him, and it just works really, really nicely because he has that threshold. So that way you can survive the 2 shots as well. But like I said, I'll probably be running a friend VanOger just to get more points for the early stages. VanOger is great because he can remove the paralysis for this particular fight. He also gives damage reduction on the final stage. So that way you can like tank that 3k easy peasy. It's only 3k, but Blackbeard obviously like, oh, you know, I'm not running Blackbeard, never mind. So you should be fine with the 3k. It's that 0.8 that might be a bit scary. With Lafitte can get around literally, no, the attack down. Lafitte does the attack down, which is great. He also does color affinity, which is really nice. The, Doc Q gets around the resilience, which is super, super handy. And then we've got Blackbeard just because he's a 1.5 times booster. Literally no other reason, and he has color affinity, so we're going to be using Blackbeard. Moving on to the teams that I have built to take on the boss fight if you guys are missing the boosted unit. So, the first team I have is, well, the only other team I have is actually utilizing Verse Ace. Now, Verse Ace is great. Very, very strong unit. 5 times captains to shooter and free spirits. He is a 1.2 times booster as well. We've got Luffy here. Luffy can actually get around the special bind, I'm pretty sure, which is really, really handy. It's only on your captains, though, so, like, I guess you could cop it. I guess you could always, well, these are units that I didn't really bring, but I guess you could always use, like, Magellan as your captain. If you've got, Moria, you could use Moria as your captain. You could even use Kainu as your captain. Like, if you're not, using Kainu anywhere else, you could easily just run him. If I could find him, where is he? Oh, I can't, because he's on easy in use. But yeah, you could easily use Kainu. Where the hell is he? There you go. You could easily use Kainu as your captain. That could easily work as well, and then build a driven powerhouse team. On the fight, you just need to make sure that you guys can get around the block slots, which obviously Kainu can do. And you want to get around the threshold as well as the special bind and the bind on your top row. So the bind is pretty much the most important, and the damage reduction. Whoop, I keep doing that. Alright, we're back. So you want to get around to the special bind on your captains, I guess. It's not that essential though, but it definitely helps. You got damage reduction removal with Sengoku, which is really, really nice. You can get around the, what have I got you here for? Literally no reason. You could easily just replace the Kuzan, but Akainu is just another really, really good option as your captain. Basically what I'm alluding to here. The final team for the intrusion looks a little bit like this, but obviously with Driven Powerhouses being boosted, you really want to change that. So you probably just want to run something very similar to this. It's definitely an option for you guys, but fortunately, this video's kind of got very, very scuffed at the end. And the sort of alternatives haven't really turned out too well. But Kainu is going to be your best friend, obviously with Blackbeard, Driven Powerhouse, Moria being Driven Powerhouse. This Kainu is just going to just easily slot in for you guys as your captain. But you can easily use some other characters. You could either use, like, Magellan's a rainbow captain if you manage to pull Magellan. That's another really good option for you guys. Otherwise, you could also use, any other super type that's really boosted. The boosted list, like I mentioned, is pretty good, so you guys shouldn't have too many issues building teams for this. I would just highly recommend sort of just working on speed and then focusing on the final stages after that. So, sorry the video got a little bit scuffed at the end there, but that's going to wrap up today's video on my TreasureMap teams. I hope you guys enjoyed this one. If you did, make sure to go in there and belt the like button for me. And if you're new to the channel, hit the big red subscribe button too. But guys, wherever you are in this beautiful world, please remember to enjoy the rest of your day. As always, homies, I thank you guys for watching, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Later!